Well, it's time to go ahead and review another new show. In this case, we're gonna go look at The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Welcome back to a new show that will be spotlighting for this series. In this case, looking at the series, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. What happened in episode 1, or the pilot? The story of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy begins when a 6'8" descendant named Arthur Dent is saved from the destruction of planet Earth thanks to Ford Perfect, who is in fact from a small planet somewhere in the vicinity of Betelgeuse, and not from Guildford as Arthur had first thought. I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to knowing about The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I've had, basic, oh, I know about this because Mr. King will sometimes, tell me, say, hey, he'll, sometimes in the past he would, say, hey, check this out when it comes to this show. I remember, in 2005, I would always see the ads for the Hitchhiker's Guide movie.
Arthur, what if I told you I was from another planet? That aliens were coming to destroy the Earth, and that you and I have to go save the galaxy.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
So, yeah, those are the two things that always, when it comes to my mind, when it comes to the series. I've never watched the show. I've never seen it before. Don't have much connection to it. Until now. So, let's go ahead and talk about episode 1. Honestly, I was compared to, something like, say, Red Dwarf, I was expecting a series that was going to have a bit more, Red Dwarf has a bit of more of a humorous vibe. I mean, it is funny.
That's the metaphorical equivalent of flopping your wedding tackle into a lion's mouth and flicking his love spuds with a wet towel. Total insanity.
And that, at the same time, it also has a laugh track. Whereas, at the same time, a Hitchhiker's Guide, it can be funny as well, but at the same time, it is mostly not geared around having, say, a laugh track to say, oh, hey, there's your cue to laugh.
Thank you. No sneaky knocking Mr. Dent's house down while he's away. All right?
Sort of deal. And I kind of like that, but at the same time, it's also like when you're watching it, you, have moments where, oh, this is giving me vibes of something like, say, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, or any of those Monty Python stories. Whenever they have the moments where a character, the narrator, the storyteller, or, is talking about, say, and now we will describe this thing. Whether it was an alien.
They're one of the most unpleasant races in the galaxy. Not actually evil, but bad-tempered, bureaucratic, officious, and callous.
Species. And I think that's kind of a cool way to do it. Because, because it's giving you a, a very cool little animated thing of it. And while also being funny about, say, description of alien.
Trial without orders. Signed in triplicate, sent in, sent back, queried, lost, found, subjected to public inquiry, lost again, and finally buried in soft peat for 3 months and recycled as firelighters.
And I do think it's kind of funny how at the beginning of the episode, how it, at the same time, near the end of it, it mirrors the beginning of it. Say, in the fact that Arthur is trying to like, you know, like lay down on the road so basically a bulldozer doesn't bulldoze his house. And, well, mostly because he has told many times, like, how, like, hey, you gotta notice, buddy.
You did see the notice, didn't you?
Oh, yes. It was on display in the bottom of a locked filing cabinet stuck in a disused lavatory with a sign outside the door saying, "Beware of the leopard."
Whereas near the middle end of this show, how the aliens have shown up and say, hey, don't you know, the planet was supposed to be exploding now?
All the planning charts and demolition orders have been on display at your local planning department at Alpha Centauri for 50 of your Earth years. So you've had plenty of time to look any false complaints.
And then Earth goes like, say, what? We don't know. Oh, and the alien goes, well, didn't you know? And I've kind of found that, like, in a way, kind of funny, too. And I will say, like, when they are on the alien spaceship, the vibes of it remind me a little bit of, say, like, classic Doctor Who, in that it has, like, you know, like, puppet aliens and all that stuff. And I think that's really cool, honestly pretty cool. I also think that the alien who is having, like, who's in the, trying to figure out how to use my words right now, but who is in charge of driving the ship and all that, I think he the actor and all that stuff, it looks really cool, honestly.
I'm sorry, but if you can't be bothered to take an interest in local affairs, let your own look out. Energize the demolition beam.
It's very, like, you know, a lot of, like, facial makeup, and as well as, like, you know, beard applications, which is very theatrical. I like the way it looks, honestly. And honestly, I gotta say, I like how, like, say, it ends on a cliffhanger, so, like, say, well, there's the dangerous alien. And, like, basically he said, like, say, well, he could even be dangerous.
The Vogon captain might want to read us some of his poetry first.
And I like that. I like the fact that either he could be dangerous, and they could be thrown out, or they could wait for the captain to read them poetry. I like that, honestly. I think that's pretty clever. But what are your thoughts on this show, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
I refuse to prove that I exist, says God, for proof denies faith, and without faith I'm nothing. But, says man, the Babel fish is a dead giveaway, isn't it? It proves you exist, and so therefore you don't. QED. Oh dear, says God, I hadn't thought of that.